Why do we study for? I could bet that all of us have asked ourselves that question at least once in our lives. And honestly, one seems little to me. Especially when we are young, we complain and look for any excuse to be able to convince our parents that studying is not as necessary as they think. But now, at this point in your life, I will ask you again, why do we study for? My name is Mariana Trujano, a high school student at UVM Campus Lomas Verdes, and I come to reflect a little with you. The UN announced its goals for sustainable development for the year 2030. Although all of them are of the utmost importance, I think we must highlight one that every day shows the importance it has in our lives: quality education. In order to get into the subject much more informed, we must first ask ourselves, what exactly does this concept mean? I will explain it to you. A quality education must be inclusive, as defined by the General Education Law in its second article, and exactly as mentioned. When we are being educated, each and every one of us should feel welcome, participate in the same community, in which we can support each other, while learning new things every day. Because beyond theoretical knowledge, the school also gives us values, skills, and different points of view of the situations that we are facing. The importance of this fourth goal for the UN is justified from there, but it sounds very easy to achieve the objective. Is it? This will take much more work than is commonly believed. It seeks to end inequalities with an education approach, provide knowledge to adults in order to promote work, that children continue their studies after basic studies that economically are achieved. Are we looking for sustainable development? One of many solutions is in front of us. We find ourselves in moments of crisis. Climate change reminds us of that, as well as the violence that is being experienced in many parts of the world. I honestly think that the greatest gift of the human being is his brain. Let's put it to work, expand our teaching methods, and evolve from the idea that school is just work that does not give us anything. What could be our biggest obstacle? The number of minors who drop out of their studies year after year due to financial or family problems, even for reasons of discrimination. It is time to listen to those who need us in order to attend to their needs because, in the end, they are the ones who are waiting to be understood. When I was in the second year of high school, I must admit that I hated too much any subject related to science, specifically physics and chemistry. I could never understand the topics. And when they started to involve numbers and calculations, I was ready to give up. The teacher who was in charge of teaching this subject was too technical and simply confused me more than clarify all the doubts I had. Months later, they changed professors, and a teacher arrived who simply came to change my way of thinking, not only about the subject, but in circumstances that surround me, such as social problems that were relevant to my generation even. I can affirm that in that class, each one of the classmates felt safe. We could express ourselves and be understood. In various situations in which my classmates felt ignored or victims of injustices done even by the school itself, she always found ways to support us, putting us even above her own position. We never hesitated to let her know that we had problems understanding the subject. Even several times during the school year, she changed her way of presenting topics. For example, if we did not understand with pure theory, she teaches us toward games so that we could put our doubts into practice. Once we did a giant Jenga, just to be able to memorize and understand how the periodic table was structured. Perhaps you are thinking and doubting, what does this have to do with the subject? Before, I had no words to describe what this class was, but now I can define it as inclusive. During two school cycles that I had with this teacher, my education evolved in two ways. I no longer hated science, and I understood that in school, things are learned that go far beyond the agenda of each teacher. I learned that expressing myself is valid, complaining too, but above all, I understood the importance of defining myself in every obstacle that had a mission to stop me. I had the privilege of understanding that at an early age, and I believe that each children, or even each adult, should understand the importance of continuing to study, absorb the skills and values that each teacher or even a class offers. But above all, they must know that a good education provides us with the relevant tools to face any situation at any stage of life. And now, if I ask you again, why do we study? Now I could answer the real reasons to have a future in which living with education of quality is not a privilege, but a true right. It is for this and many more reasons that quality education should be a priority. Let's exercise the minds of the future generations to ensure a sustainable future with ideas that come from brilliant minds. Because there is intelligence. The only thing missing is the support to develop.